Hi everybody, we are back with episode 2 of Undefined Naturalism. I hope that you will tune in today. This topic is going to be amazing. It is going to be raw. It is going to be intentional. It is going to be great conversation. This topic is going to touch a lot of areas in our life that we might be struggling with behind closed doors. But there are definitely common things that we all are typically dealing with, but I think that we don't discuss often. So it is a continuation, a little bit of our episode 1, touching on a little bit of things that can lead to generational curses. However, episode 2 is called Chasing Shadows. So stay tuned, it's about to get juicy. So in every episode that I do with a prayer, because I am God's girl at the end of the day. I'm just here to do his work. So the only way I can get through this is if I do that. So first, Lord, I want to thank you for putting me in this moment, in this time, to do nothing but your work, because you and I both know it has been a long time coming. You and I both know that this is not something that I am comfortable doing, and this is nothing but me being a vessel and allowing the things that you have brought me through to in turn speak on them out loud so that I may help somebody. Please allow the Holy Spirit to reside in this conversation, as I know that it resides in my home, but I need those words to guide me through this topic. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Yes. So again, yes, today is going to be about chasing shadows. So everybody get comfortable. Grab your coffee, your wine, your water, whatever it is that you may do. I hope that everybody has had a great start of the year. Obviously, there has been a lot of different things going on in the world in general. A lot of traumatic events. Specifically, at the moment, I'm referring to California. But overall, I think there has also been a lot going on with us as people, and we are just only a few days in. So let's get into this, because it's extremely important for me, because I started to feel this on my spirit to share, and it kept happening, like in my dream, being at church, studying my word, just been a lot of confirming the need to talk about this. I'm concerned with us as a people, as individuals in our generation, just overall us as a people. I started to think about how, we tend to do a lot of, I guess you would say, acting, especially now that we have social media. So I felt like this was important for us to think about focusing our time on external resolutions, and really thinking about whether or not those external resolutions that we have set for this new year tie into internal life for the kingdom. Because I feel like if we're focusing on all of the external things, I feel like we kind of get wrapped up into that, and it distracts you from eternal life, because we're all here temporarily. So what is it that you feel that you're doing regularly, day to day, specifically the goals that you have set for the year of 2025? What do they have to do with
unalived?
Straight up. Like, what does it have to do with eternal life in the kingdom? Like, and that's just a serious question, because I feel like we have to peel back some layers within ourselves, to focus on the things that people cannot see. So whatever you're portraying, whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is that your content is about on social media, and whatever it is that people assume from when they look at you, and that does not align with your spirit, then I feel like that's where the work needs to be done. Because we really spend a lot of time doing the same things every single year. All of our goals are in regard to set your goals to, stack your paper, chase your bag, get your body together. You got this bucket list. Like, we have all these things that we do, and I don't know that everybody realizes is that we've done this year after year. Like, we have chased these same things time after time, and 9 times out of 10, the bag has continued to be there. Whether you lost it, you've built upon it, you've invested in some things. It's no need for us to keep talking about how we're going to get this bag, because you obviously got that understood that you're going to get the bag. You lose weight, you gain weight, whatever the case may be, we're always talking about losing and gaining weight. Okay, great, awesome. Not taken away from any of these things. And then traveling. I mean, why not? Like, I'm naming things that I feel like I also want to make sure that I'm tackling, but these are regular reoccurring things that are just, they're there. They're already naturally there. So why are we investing so much time and energy into, saying that constantly? Yes, we got that. This is a matter of time to be checking our spirits. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally check your spirits. What things are you hiding from people that, let's just say, if you had to air out your life on a screen in front of millions of people, your family, your friends, your coworkers, your behind the scenes life, would you be proud of that? Or is this something that God himself will be proud of when nobody's around, nobody's looking, that your life is exactly what it should be? What does it look like when nobody's around? I feel like, peeling back the layers within help us heal for sure, but most definitely help tackle and get into those generational curses, because I feel like when we don't do the internal work, then we kind of put that behind. Like, it's like we push that off. Like, I got time to do that. Or if you even think about it, some people don't even think about what work or what things have their parents put upon them as children that they then in turn had to deal with that as an adult. What things have you now done in your adult life because of lack of healing, because of trauma, because of heartbreak? What have you carried into the many of seasons in your life and you have not done anything about it? I don't know that we'll ever be whole if we don't show up for ourselves inside, because it's really weird. It's really, really, really weird, y'all. It's so weird to me. And it's not about me judging nobody, because surely I'm not perfect, but it is very weird to me when it's people that I know personally. I personally know them. I personally know these people. I get on social media and everybody, how you post your little carousel with your pictures and your quote, swipe, 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 whatever. And then you get to those quotes that are talking about how, being real and being loyal, and, you don't have to fake the funk. I'm just making that one up, but, because you've been that girl, what you, whoop, whoop. I'm talking about male and females. And I'm like, but you really are faking the funk, though. That's not your real life. And if you were getting paid for it, I still would be concerned, just like I am with knowing that you aren't getting paid for it, because your spirit needs to align with the work that you do here on this earth. Like, nobody should be waking up every day doing something that they're not passionate about, that they don't care about, that doesn't make a difference, and it's not something they were called to, because at that point, we're just on a hamster wheel. Like, that's not living. But anyway, yeah, I'd be like, should I say something? I'd be like, should I say something? And then I'm like, nah, because if you want to be fake, like, that's your business. Like, that is your personal situation that you need to figure out. I hope that the few of those people that I'm referring to watch this, because they are also a part of the main reason why I speak of this, because you, like, it is so sad, because you cannot even really be happy. Like you have all these friends, you know, you have these you have this type of friends where they're very much so, you know, bougie, and then you have your regular friends, you got your church friends. All that's good, but then I'm at the point in time in life where I feel like whoever I hang with in life, I should be able to do everything with them. I should be able to go to church with you. I should be able to travel with you. I should be able to go out and have a good time with you. I ain't say cut up and cut a rug, but go out and have a good time. You should be able to be around my child without your spirit being something that is distasteful. So I don't know. Like I don't feel like it's necessary to be having all these pods of friends, and I feel like people tend to do that because you want to keep people in these pockets and in these lanes, because you live all these different lives. So that's why everybody cannot sit at the table together at the same time, because down the street you hood, round the corner you rich, round the back street you need to borrow a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like over here you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hustles. So just slow down. Slow down. And if you don't know what your purpose is, you very well need to start praying to figure exactly what it is that you should be doing while you're here, because you are literally wasting your life and wasting your time, because you are on a hamster wheel. Like that's all I keep picturing in my head. You're on a hamster wheel. You're not going anywhere. You're not getting anywhere. Like nothing is really happening for you. It's like it looks like it. You have all this potential and you're great at all these things. And even if you were called to do several things, just divide time to do one something at a time. Please, like just definitely take notes of the things that you have set goal-wise for 2025 and beyond this year. This is not just about the year of 2025. This is about for the rest of your life. It's a lot of things that we set goals for that you cannot with them because they're physical things. However, if you decide not to do the work within, you still gonna, you can't, whenever I'm gone, I need everybody to describe me the same way at my funeral. Because whether you knew me from my childhood, whether you knew me in my adult life, motherhood, as a wife, whatever it is, people that genuinely know your soul can speak about your soul the same way, no matter how old you are and how young you were, because that genuinely poured off of you. So this is a good time to check spirits, you know, because it's very concerning knowing that we are the new adults. Like everybody says, I can't stand trending statements, comments. I hate trending stuff. But anyway, we are the new adults. And now even more so that I'm a mother, because for one, I'm in education, but for two, being a mother, that just turned up the notch of, okay now y'all, like I have to advocate. I have to advocate because all we're doing is bringing in what our great-grandparents did, our grandparents did, our mothers did, and then the things that we decided to make mistakes on, all are now going to then be poured onto these children, and it's not fair. So that's why it's so important to stop and take a look at yourself, because if you don't, people can easily tell you who you're supposed to be, and that's a problem. If somebody can tell you who you are supposed to be and you don't see it for yourself, and you never stop and think about it for yourself, that's a problem. And it's also very dangerous to your spirit, because it can lead you down a path of destruction. And I'm saying that because I know for myself. Keep in mind, I'm never going to talk about anything and expect more for people for themselves without myself having been through or healed from it. Because there's a lot of stuff right now that I'm experiencing, but I'm not here to talk about that piece yet because I'm working on that piece. But I will talk about is the things that I have journeyed through, prayed about, grieved about, healed from, been angry about. I have been through the highs and lows of it, and and I'm good with it now. So wherever I have forgiven something or someone, I am going to speak about it, and that's what we got to do today. So we most definitely need to do that internal work, because we carry, you know, the things that people have put us through, and not realizing they come up and out of us into our everyday life. And it's not fair to the children to have to figure out all those pieces like behind us. It's too much. Like, the children today, young people today, they are not built the way we are. And being that we exude a different type of strength and power that they don't have, because they're from a different time. And I'm not saying that they're not strong. I'm not saying that they're not powerful. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is what we offer, they don't have. And the only way for them to have the form of strength and power that we bring to the table, that weeds out that weakness of the mind, we are the only ones, and anybody beyond us, you know, prior to our generation, are the only ones that can teach them that. Because if not, the mind just gets weaker and weaker over time. And I'm here to tell you, my child, oh no, that mind will be powerful. And everybody else needs to have the same mentality, whether you're a parent or not. It's not fair. They are the next generation. They are, you know, the next gap to bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make a difference, and we have to instill these things that our parents may have lacked, our grandparents may have lacked, or where we lack. Like, step up for yourself so you can show for these children. But yeah, a lot of times I notice we tend to put our preference over our purpose. You know, we want to do what we want to do first, and then put what we want to do first, and then we want to do the things that are truly important and that have spiritual impact lastly. They're not even a thought half the time. For some people, it's not a thought. For some people, oh, I got time, I'm gonna get to it. The procrastinators. For some people, and that was me. And for some people, it's I've already done that, and you know, like you've done your time, and that's like, it's beneath you. It's neither here nor there, like that kind of thing. But it's always work to be done, as long as there is breath in our body. We're not done. We're here, so we need to be working at these things. Like, it's serious, because again, they impact all these different areas of our personal life, and they spew out onto people. And I just feel like we often get distracted by these things of the world. And you know, when your assignment is given to you or shown to you, you just skip over it because you're so worried about people pleasing, basically, if you ask me. And you have to be careful, again, not knowing what your purpose is and where you stand in your assignment, because people will tell you what they want to tell you so that it can be a benefit to them personally. And that's how you get manipulated. Story session. Let's get into it. Now I have to give my raw, unfiltered story from my personal experience, so that, you know, everybody's able to relate the severity to everything I just said. When I was 26, I closed this chapter of healing for, I say about, and some people know this story, but 5 or 6 years I spent a lot of time by myself. And I say by myself in a sense of relationship. I spent maybe 5 or 6 years single consistently before I kind of, you know, really just, you know, a little 1-2, a little dating, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so I was doing a lot of soul searching at that time, and I started to realize, like, for me personally, I had struggled throughout life, from, you know, my dad passing away at a young age, and it hindered me in a way of when I would love something specifically, I refer to track. Because if you know me from high school or anything like that, or, you know, from my younger days running with the CO Stars, you know, track and field impacted me in a way that I can't even explain. It was my next love, basically, after my father. So I had kind of associated with things that you love with, if you love them too much, they'll be taken from you. So I find myself throughout life now, going through life, anytime that I really love something, I'm already, it's really self-sabotage, if you ask me, because you're already saying to yourself that something can and will happen to this, and with that being said, let me remove myself from it. So I had a lot of opportunity in track and field once like my older years of running came. I definitely had a lot of time scouts to come and watch me run, and I would be out in the field on the sidelines making excuses to my coach about how I can't run. There's some just fear getting the best of me. And it was that, and then, you know, once I had gotten to college, obviously I didn't take, because I actually had a scholarship to run in Washington that I was, you know, being offered, but I bypassed that trying to tag along with my my old bestie or whatever, and I ended up at Lamar University. And so there was when my life took a turn of events. So I got to Lamar, it was like so bad with me in track and like the love of it. I'm not even joking, y'all. Granted, if y'all really know how I am, y'all know, some people know I'm dramatic, but I'm telling y'all, when I used to try to go work out on the indoor track, literally step a spike, and I'm referring to a track shoe, step a spike on the track and I am bawling. Like I was just crying, y'all, like a big old baby. I couldn't even step foot on a track because it was just like this fear of, you know, trying to even in my mind consider a walk on. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't do it. But that again, all of that continued to happen to me in many opportunities in life. And that was all I had to learn in my time of healing, peeling back layers and all these things that I was experiencing, you know, in my relationships, in, you know, career opportunity with people that has stemmed from a fear of loving things. So the life as a college girl now, I never grew up in a home where my parents were strict. However, my mom, she definitely let me go, you know, when I wanted to go. So I didn't have the, oh, she went to college and got booked wow experience, you know, no judgment to anybody. I didn't have that experience because I was already like, I mean, you know, a little party, whatever, I'm good, come on, let's go, you know, that kind of thing. But the part that got me together and landed me in this humble life that I have continued to live, Lord. Yeah, this was because I had to realize I was always genuinely a quiet person. And you know, I was unfortunately, whenever I was in middle school and probably that first year of high school, I was bullied. Some people know it, some people don't. And it was always, you know, said to me, you know, like, why you don't talk? Like, why you so quiet? Like, you know, people would pick on me because I was so quiet. And that was just the first example of, if you don't know who you are and why you are, people can say anything to you. And so once I had gotten to the high school and the college life, I had this funky attitude. I mean, nasty. I had developed a defense mechanism for myself because I had gotten used to people picking with me. So by the time a lot of people had met me, they thought I was just a short girl with glasses with a bad attitude. But little did they know what was happening to me behind the scenes. Like, I was the girl that, you know, at home, if you don't fight, that'll be 1, 2, and 3 A whoopings. That was the life I was living. Like, because I was not a fighter, I was not an argumentative person. Confrontation gives me anxiety. I don't like it. I don't fool with it. To this day, I don't do confrontation. However, Yeah, that was me. And I was really quiet because I was somebody that was always observing, always thinking, always watching. So I had a lot to say, but I don't need to talk. I'm just, think to myself. But so moving along, now I'm the girl with the bad attitude. But when I got to college was when, I got shook up because it was a lot of experiences that I had that were very dark as far as like, you should, that kind of thing. Can I say that? I don't know. We'll bleep that out. But it was very scary experiences to where I could have been gone. And my grandmother, she would always be like, did you find a church? Like every day my granny was calling me, and it was so much to the point where she started getting on my nerves. And my granny never got on my nerves, but she was not playing. And it would also be ironic because every time she would call, something just happened. Anytime she would ask me that, something just happened. Something just happened to where I'm scary. Shake me up one good time, I'm gonna change my life. So that it was kind of like that. But then she that one last time that I had been scared myself personally. This was back when my Instagram name was Madam J Rose. I went out, it was a Kappa party, and I remember I was just able to walk up to the front of the line. And it was a long line. It was a long line wrapped around the building. And I was just able to walk up to the front of the line and just go in. First of all, that was a problem because you're a freshman. How you skip this line of these people like that? Like, you slow down, young buck. The part that had scared me was because I heard somebody in the crowd. I didn't know where it came from. It was really dark, but I remember this guy, he was like, but he wasn't even with the people that let me in. That's what threw me off. I heard him from yonder, and he was like, y'all move out the way, it's Madam J Rose. And I was like, who? I'm low key. You don't need to know me, and I don't need to know you if I don't know you. So when people start knowing you and you don't know them, I think that's the problem. And that's what scared me. That's when that's when I was like, Lord, come get me, because I don't even know who I am no more. And apparently these people think they know who I am, but that was my last straw of people telling me who I was, and that's not what I even wanted for myself. That was my last time of just going along with how people said I was, like the girl with the bad attitude. All right, fine then, let's roll with it. It's Madam J Rose. Ooh, all right, let's roll with it. Like, it was time out for that. It was, Lord, who do you say I am? It was very much surrender. It was very much, what am I supposed to do? I'm talking about, y'all, after that, we'll talk about what happened after college another day, but fast forwarding to the journey of healing, during those 5 years, it was me begging, pleading, constantly talking to God all the time. Like, not saying that I had this perfect, life of conversating with him, but it had got to the point to where when I would go back and try to be around people that I used to be with, they were like, you changed. You don't have a voice no more. Why you so quiet? That's not how you, like, basically telling me the way I was responding, which I wasn't saying anything, would be and I think I mentioned this on the previous episode, but basically how I was responding now was like beneath the old version of myself. And that was because, again, I can't say it enough, but that was because I asked to be humble, and I meant what I said. I asked to be humble, and I continue living humbly between those 5 and 6 years of healing. But yeah, so, and I had to realize that's because I had become who people wanted me to be. I had become who people expected me to be. I had become that. People not realizing this is who I was made to be originally. I was never meant to be that loud, chaotic, dramafied, in a lot of things. I am very much low key. I am very to myself. This is wholeheartedly me, genuinely me, and who I had then became before people's eyes was who I was always born to be. And that's what people can't tell you sometimes if they were one of those people that wanted to benefit off of what they told you that you were. You know, they can't say nothing to you now because I'm here. I'm in tune with myself. I'm fully aware of my calling. I know who God has called me to be, you know, with my character and things like that. So me, like with my mom is different from me. My mom is I will speak my mind too, but my mom speaks her mind in a different way. And, you know, even sometimes with her, she was like, you need to say something. And I'm like, Mom, no, you know, it's not necessary. Don't worry about it. Whatever, however I may respond. But I'm just not, I am who I am. And not because I didn't change, but because I did change. I am who I am because I changed. I am who I am because I grew. I am who I am because I went back to that place that God originally designed for me to be as a young girl, as a woman, as a lady. Like that, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, so I sound word. So Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 6, and this, make sure you take a look at this chapter whenever you have some free time. Everything that I'm talking about, in my opinion. So it says, better one handful with tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after wind. So from my understanding and from what I've studied, this verse explaining that it's better to have one hand with just peace than to have two hands full of drama and chasing after nothing. Simple.